Hey everybody, how's it going? So I did a video about a week and a half ago announcing some free to attend soldering workshops. The first one we had about 3 people attend. The second one was about maybe closer to 5. This time we had over 15 people show up, which was really amazing. We had one person who showed up with a CB radio that was damaged, and we were able to get that working again and listen to an advertisement on it. That was really cool. Someone showed up with a Garmin GPS module that had a broken port on it. I tried to bend back the original port so I could resolder it. I didn't have success with it. David did. That worked again. That was really cool. Someone showed up with a little recorder. We weren't able to get that working again. Somebody showed up with a Razor phone that they had ripped a bunch of stuff off of that unfortunately I don't have a schematic to, so there's not really much I could do there. There was someone who showed up with an Arduino board. They just wanted to put these little headers on, and that was doable. What's really cool about this is when I see someone soldering using like the tip of the iron rather than, let's say, the wide side of it, so that they can get more thermal mass out of their tip. Like just small things like that make so much of a difference. You had someone show up with an Xbox that needed a little bit of work that we weren't able to get working, and still giving a mod chip error. So the next time that person comes by, we may take the chip off and just try everything again from scratch. And a few other people came by just to kind of get an idea of how surface mount rework is, just work on some of the donors and just kind of get themselves acquainted with it. And this was really fun. This is really cool. I was able to get about a 4-hour video of this time. Yes, this was a 2-hour workshop. I advertised from 2 to 4 p.m. So many people showed up that by 6:20, 6:30, there were still people here. So I wasn't able to give as much attention as I wanted just because there was so many people that showed up to this. I have about 3.5 working stations in my office, not including mine that I use to show people stuff on. With one person, I just kind of asked, do you want me to fix this for you, or do you want me to work you up to the point where you can fix this? But let's say by having you practice running these jumper wires in a donor, and then using the hot air station on the donor, and then you finally apply these skills to your own board and fix your own screw up. But admittedly, there was just not enough time, stations, or manpower available to make something like that happen just yet. But it's something I think would be cool to have happen in the future. So I'm going to keep running these workshops out of my office. I'll announce when there's new ones. I will leave a link in the video description down below for anybody who wants to watch the whole 4 hours. I didn't screw up the recording this time, so it actually makes its way to YouTube. And I think it may be fun to have some of these, have a couple more of these workshops and see how much demand there is for it. 15 people. That's a lot of people. And you have to keep in mind that the video that I did announcing this, at the time that I announced it, got less than 0.5% viewership. I got about 6,000 or 7,000 views on that video, and that's on a 1.6 million subscriber channel, and I still had 15 people show up. So if the videos that I do announcing these free workshops where people can learn actually start getting out there, and then who knows? Maybe we'll end up having 20 or 30 or 40 people, and I may actually have to get another place to do this. But this is really cool, because in the beginning, when I started doing all the work that I'm doing here, when I had all these small little questions and I was screwing things up or just screwing up basic small things, or I could just use somebody else's help so I wouldn't get totally discouraged and give up, there wasn't stuff like this around. And as I said, when you accomplish something yourself, there's a really cool feeling attached to it. But when you do that same thing and you win another 30,000 times, it's kind of boring. I figured it out already. But watching someone else kind of follow and figure it out and finally have that smile on their face when they see that something works again and they did it on their own, that's cool. That's cool. It really never gets old. And I really enjoy it. Just want to say thank you to everybody else again. There is a link down below if you want to be able to watch this video of the 4-hour workshop that we had. I think around 45 or 50 minutes in, you could see the CB radio work again, which is just really, really, really cool. And I hope that he winds up making his way back so that once everything is fully tested and the board is ultrasonic and clean, that we can put a little bit of hot glue or something over that chip so it doesn't fall off, since it literally had no pads. But this entire thing was really cool. I hope to do more of these in the future. And just thank you very much for everybody watching, for making this type of stuff possible. Because if I didn't have a channel that people watched, then when I said that I would be doing a workshop like this that people could learn from, or where I could have the opportunity to do this, nobody would show up because there'd be no viewers. But because I have 1.6 million viewers, people show up. And the reason I have 1.6 million viewers is because the viewers that are here will show my content to other people, or get other people interested in board repair, or get other people interested in whatever it is I'm doing on this channel. And then it grows and grows and grows and grows. And this is what happens when something like this grows. This is, and one of the things that I think I'd like to do is I'd like to create a calendar. We have gone this many days without a magtrometer exploding. And we've gone 3 sessions No magtrometers have exploded.
Committee, my name is the magtrometer. I'm appearing today on behalf of the Association of Home Appliance Manufacturers. LD67 comes into conflict with important industry tenets. Safety, product safety, it could explode. OEMs develop diagnostic tools for certified engineers who have the educational and technical background, magtrometer, and training necessary to troubleshoot, diagnose, and conduct repairs to the appliance. LB67 will make it difficult for OEMs to determine if third-party technicians could explode. Are utilizing factory-approved replacement parts, are correctly interpreting diagnostic tools, magtrometer. Once the access to that magtrometer has been gained and you're conducting a repair to a microwave, for example, there's a part that's called the magtrometer, and if it's not replaced properly, it could explode. Magtrometer could explode. Magtrometer.
Nobody has lost a limb. Nobody has lost an arm. No devices have destroyed anybody's health or well-being. And most of the people that are showing up are newbies that really don't know a lot about electronics or troubleshooting or soldering or hot air rework or any of that. They don't understand any of this stuff. And still, somehow, they're able to acquaint themselves with it, and people are not just mass dying. Which is, I really hope that classes like this make it clear that just the sheer amount of fear-mongering that goes into being able to open up and work on your own stuff is bullshit. And the more people get to see what's inside their stuff, the more people get to work in an environment like this with the hot air, soldering station, microscope, solder, and everything else, the more I think people are going to recognize, yeah, the manufacturer's just full of it. Oh, also, somebody showed up with headphones that they had one set of wired headphones that was really good, but they had a lightning plug on them and one set of Bluetooth wireless headphones that they could use with any phone, but they sounded like crap. So they actually managed to solder their old headphones. They cut off the plug and they soldered it directly into the internal Bluetooth module, which is kind of a pain in the ass because a lot of headphone wires have this like hairy thing around it. And it was really cool when he played music through it and it actually worked. Like, he did that. He did that himself. He told it at the end of the class, I didn't really plan on doing anything today. I was just going to sit on my ass, but I came here and did something instead. And feels good. Feels good to actually come up with something. And I'm going to try to figure out a way to ensure that this is sustainable as something that I can offer for free as long as humanly possible. I'm experimenting with different ways to make this possible. If this does continue to get more popular, because again, there was a line of people outside. At one point, there was 9 people outside, and some people were actually waiting on the sidewalk to be let into this office. I might have to look into finding another space to do this out of, because this just may not be something that I can do in this facility. Or I may have to figure out a way to section off this facility so that, let's say, a portion of it is Rossman Repair and the other portion is Repair Preservation Group. And just this will no longer be Louis Rossman at Rossman Repair Group Inc.'s office. This will be Repair Preservation Group's workshop area for workshops. And that'll mean Erica's plushies have to get the F out of here, which admittedly that's had to happen for a long time. But I'll wind up taking all my crap out of here and moving it. I'm experimenting with a lot of different ideas. But so far, it most likely will wind up being in a different location. But this is really cool. It's really cool. A lot of people showed up. I'm going to stop repeating myself now. I'm just happy. I enjoy being able to do this. I enjoy the fact that I have the time to do this. I did not have the time to do stuff like this or the ability to do stuff like this 5 or 10 years ago. The only thing that I could do was do board repairs, videos, because I needed to do that work anyway. That work needed to get done, and somebody needed to do it. And when I started doing those videos, the only one doing that was me. And now I have, 13 people that work here, many of whom do the board repairs, and we're at a point where I could actually make time to do stuff like this. I wish somebody was doing this 10 years ago. I wish somebody was doing this 10 years ago. The amount of forward that I'd be if someone was doing this 10 years ago would be immense. Anyway, watch the video down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now, and thank you so much for making this possible for me to be able to offer something like this. And yeah, see you later.